Hey guys, welcome to episode 4 of Off-Grid Minis. Sorry. Today we're going to be building and painting up this guy here, the Orruk Weirdnob Shaman. Unfortunately, as I mentioned at the beginning of last week's episode, I did already have this intro recorded with the sheets of plastic that this started as, but later found out that my editing software only accepts 16 by 9, not full screen, so I have to go back and re-record it. That's no problem. Now you just get to see him as he's half done. Still not too bad. And that also means you get a little preview of the base I've been working on. And that will be what I glue this guy onto. You may also notice that in the video I primed him with the Chaos Black primer, but now, of course, he and all of these guys are white. There's a couple reasons for that. Firstly, I ran out of primer while I was doing the video for this guy, so I went into town to get some more. But I also picked up another paint called a contrast, and that you have to put on top of a white or gray undercoat to make it work. It won't go onto black. It's like a shade. It's almost clear. It kind of stains the white into a yellow. So I'm going to be trying that on the yellow areas instead of the Averland Sunset, which I used on the previous models. That being said, I will still use the Averland Sunset on his eyes. I'm just going to do a yellow ring around the red in the middle. So yeah, for that I used the Corax white primer. So on to tools. To start off, I used the Citadel cutters, of course, and the seam remover, or edge remover. Excuse me. I like to call it the deburring tool. And of course your glue. And that, plus the primer, my priming stick, and a glove, completes the first phase of building, which I have currently completed. For the base, I primed it the same with the Chaos Black primer. Then I just took a extra head from one of these sheets from the set and painted that up, stuck it on, as well as I used the Agrellan Earth. It's a cracking texture base, or cracking texture paint for the base. Basically, other than that, the paints are going to be the same that I'm using. The main ones are going to be the Stegodon Scale Green, the Wog Flesh for the skin areas. For the flame in his staff, I'm going to be using Corn Red with Wild Rider Red shade. And the top of it, I am going to be using Administratum Gray layer paint with the Drakenhof Blue Nightshade shade on top of it. And I'm hoping that will bring out the blue that they have in the picture here. For his staff, I'm going to be using Mechanicus Standard Gray with the Administratum Gray layered on top. And yeah, I'm hoping also the white undercoat will make the green come out a little lighter and make it pop a little more. That is my other my other reason for getting the white undercoat. So yeah, I've gone through my paints. Again, for the tongue, I'm going to be using Mephiston Red and the Rakarth Flesh. His horns, I'm going to be I'm going to start with Rakarth Flesh and then do Rhinox Hide at the bottom for the darker brown. And for the tongue, I meant Kislev Flesh, not Rakarth Flesh. And basically, that's it. So, let's get building and painting. Oh yes, and my painting tools. Of course, I have my brushes, my palette, my pot of water, and somewhere around here I have my cloth that I personally like to use. Again, I'm not sure if other people do. It's all on personal preference. However you find keeps your brushes nice. So, I hope you guys enjoy. Let's get building and then painting. Well, that concludes this week's episode. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. I'm sorry it was such a long one. That was the toughest paint I've done so far. But we got an awesome mini out of it. Way better than I thought I could have done. So after the hyperlapse ended, of course, I went back, did a couple more details and touch-ups that you guys didn't get to see. So first off, I touched up the base where the glue had messed up with Agrellan Earth and then reshaded that with the Seraphim Sepia. I just did a little bit more of the Drakenhof Nightshade on the flames up here just to get a little more even. And then I gave it a nice light dry coat of the Necron compound. And that gives it kind of a mystic or ethereal feel. And then also I just touched up on the horns a little bit with the Rakarth flesh. Just gave them a little bit of a dry brush with it to make it seem like more of a fade into the dark Rhinox hide or brown instead of just a sudden change. So basically that's it. I am quite happy with the results this week, and I hope you guys again enjoyed watching. That was a fun one to do, and again I'm sorry about running a little bit longer this week. That was a tough one to paint. a lot more to it than I thought there was going to be. But, again, I'm not going to be using my randomizer dice for this week, or next week's episode. I am going to be building this set, the Demons of Khorne Bloodletters. There's 10 minis in this set, but it shouldn't run as long, and it shouldn't even be as long as the first episode where I built up these guys, the Ironjawz Weirdnob Warband. Sorry, mind escaped me there for a second. But yeah, I've got all these guys still in the sheets. These ones are a little more generic. Like the first step is you're building all 10 of the bodies. And then you have a lot of interchangeable arms and heads as well. So this one's a little more universal. Sorry. I won't be struggling as much to find the pieces I need that will fit exactly where I want them. So that one should hopefully go a little bit quicker for you guys. So, thanks for watching. I'll see you next week when we build up this set, and we'll have another faction to add. And I will number all these guys up, just like I have with the rest, and they will get added to the pot to be randomized and painted. So hopefully we'll be seeing a couple of those guys completed in the next month or so. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next week. As always, stay classy.